Hi, I'm Winter, and this is a picture of the Mona Lisa. And in a matter of minutes, you'll discover why this picture of the Mona Lisa holds the secret to you living the rest of your life in luxury. Believe it or not, this 500-year-old painting is the answer to achieving unlimited wealth and exploding your personal fortune beyond your wildest dreams. By watching this presentation until the very end, you will also discover how to use your hidden financial genius to eradicate massive debt and magnetically attract a life of luxury almost overnight, and start achieving success after success in whatever you do for the rest of your life. Warning: I may be forced by the powers that be to take this free video down. If you come back tomorrow and this presentation is no longer free, don't say I didn't warn you, so watch this right now while you still can.
Remember, I'm about to share a secret that has been proven to activate the wealth gene, which has allowed thousands of others to attract more money into their lives. In fact, even though this might sound impossible now, after you watch this video and do what it says, like thousands of deeply grateful people have before you, your colleagues, friends, family will all be shocked at the financial transformation that you will experience within the next 14 days. How suddenly, even if you are in debt up to your eyeballs or stuck in a dead-end job that pays peanuts, you will start seeing how you can actually become a master of money rather than a slave to it. What I'm going to tell you will transform your life. Now, I wish I could say I was like most people, only having to struggle to pay the bills and loaded with debt. But the truth is, I was not that lucky. I was broke in every way you can imagine. Empty, surrounded by toxic relationships, feeling more alone than ever and without a sense of direction. I wasn't just struggling to pay the bills. I was losing my will to live. I was a ship capsizing, and I had no idea where my next paycheck would come from. Yet, when I used a certain method, which I'll reveal in just a moment, I was able to pull in over $1.2 million in less than a year. Financially, now I'm set for life, and I work only because I want to see others as successful as well.
It used to drive me nuts. I worked so hard for my money that I was willing to take any job, no matter how petty the wages, in order to make ends meet. Regardless of what I did or how hard I worked, the holy grail of success eluded me. Doesn't it drive you nuts? I was totally frustrated with my life, and it wasn't for lack of trying either. People saw me as a complete disaster. I'd have to agree with them. I was. I often wish things would be different. I still remember the night I was driving, and I'm ashamed to admit it, I was also drunk. When my Toyota lost its grip of the ground and I began spinning out of control, in that situation, most people would have held tight and prayed for their life. But I still remember how I literally let go of the wheel because I actually wanted to die. Yes, I was an alcoholic at the time, and debt wasn't the only crushing blow I'd been dealt. My mom had been nearly paralyzed with an unknown disease, and the symptoms and suffering became so bad, she chose to ingest an actual death pill, a mercy kill that was legally permitted in our state. It was devastating, but the misery that filled my life didn't end with her passing, not by a long shot. Just as I was trying to rebuild my life, pay off my debts, and get things back on track, my dad and best friend in the whole world was diagnosed with cancer. Together, he and I scraped together what we could and moved to Hawaii, where I took care of him until he passed away. Words cannot describe the sense of loss I felt in losing both of my parents at this young age, so close together. And yet, I somehow managed to lift myself up and not only cure my alcoholism, but also completely turn my life around, leading to the success so many now know me for. You might be wondering, what made the difference for me? And that's a great question, because if I could transform my life from the hell I found myself in and find success and happiness, giving everything that happened to me, then I believe anyone can do the same, or perhaps go even further than I have, experiencing even more success wealth, love, and joy each and every day. I didn't know how I did it until I started looking back, studying my mind and past. The first clue was the fact I had been taught a powerful meditation technique at just 13 years old, before any of this happened, which had given me an almost superhuman ability to cope with painful life setbacks and stressors, whether it be debt, death, abusive relationships, or anything else. But the next key came when I started to research meditation, neurology, and the brain much more, and discovered something astonishing. According to Madeline Strick of the Utrecht University in the Netherlands and the colleagues, the right form of meditation has an effect on our ability to pick up subliminal messages. You see, the brain registers subliminal messages, but we are often unable to recall them consciously. To investigate, the team recruited 34 experienced practitioners and randomly assigned them to either a meditation group or a controlled group. The meditation group was asked to meditate for 20 minutes in a session led by a master. The control group was also asked to merely relax for 20 minutes. What they found was the meditation had a nearly 50% chance better ability to pick up subliminal messages. That may not sound like a lot, but over the course of a day, and given all of our other distractions, that may mean you see 2, 3, or even 5 times more than a person who is not trained in the technique I'm about to share with you. Because not any form of meditation will do that trick. The process must follow a precise series of steps for maximum results. The amazing thing is that this goes far beyond wealth and success. This is literally you rewiring your brain for happiness, no matter what is happening in your life right now. Whether you struggle with money, or can't seem to find love, or get the love you want from those in your life, or you try diet after diet and can't lose the weight. This ability to rewire your brain gives you the ability to change anything in your life at will. If you're tired of all the work and effort, all the striving and struggling, I'm here to tell you that there is another way. Rewiring my brain using these techniques and strategies has created the foundation that allowed me to create and attract so much in all areas of my life, almost as if by magic. And it's what I want for you, starting today. Remember that picture of the Mona Lisa in the beginning of this presentation? If you're like most people, you did not see the hidden message and image inside the painting. And initially, I didn't either. But one day, after meditating, using the strategy I'm going to share with you, I started to see things. First, I saw this weird image of a man. I'm not quite sure what it means, but some have speculated it's some sort of occult symbolism, which wouldn't surprise me. But that was only the beginning. All throughout this picture, there are tons of symbols, sacred geometry, and other hidden messages. It was unbelievably eye-opening. Not that the Mona Lisa had personal meaning to me, but the ability to see things previously hidden from me was game-changing. I started looking around at all the little signs in my life that I had been missing, like when a business opportunity seemed like a good idea, but I was actually being told no and not to pursue it. I still remember discussing a joint venture partnership that seemed perfect, and then getting off the phone and glancing at a book which had the word no in the title. It's subtle, but I declined the partnership, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. And I immediately was presented with an even better deal shortly after. Suddenly, I realized the meaning of expressions like trusting my intuition and going with my gut, because the signs were there when I was making a right or wrong decision. Some actions, like building my first online business, had given me all the messages I needed. I would hit a wall and then see a book about persistence or an inspirational Facebook message about not giving up. Little things that told me to keep going. The business was so successful, I eventually pulled over $1.2 million into my bank account. It didn't happen all at first. First, I allowed myself to be more willing to try some new things, to be open to new ideas. I also started studying those who were financially successful, the kind I used to feel jealous and envious of. But now, because I became intensely interested in, I wanted to know how they were able to see opportunities all around them. I started a project and just went for it. The first week, I made $22,000. Now, it wasn't absolute wealth, but it was a start, and it was a lot of money for me, especially since it took so little effort and time. More importantly, it showed me there was something to this way of thinking. A week later, I was able to make another $45,000. And as I got more confident, I